Yo, what is up, everybody? I'm back from the dead. It's been a long time. I've been really, really busy and here to talk some important fucking topics at hand, especially to the idiot, brain dead fucks on Twitter that want to say they're right in every situation when it comes to sports when they're not. It's just words. And me and him, we have actual thoughts, and we're going to say it on camera other than just talking words. So that's what I'm here to do. We got our first comment already. Cop Pizzle need to be gone. Yeah, Cop's a fucking idiot.
Well, I don't care what he says. He can say what he wants. I don't really care. Not bothered by it, really. All right, I said what I said in the comments. The likes blew up in the comments there. I don't really care what he says. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Cop – all right, we'll get started with that. The thing with Cop Pizzle is he's trying so hard because he hates the Philadelphia Eagles. He hates the Dallas Cowboys. He hates the Redskins. But the thing is we're the world champs. We're the defending Super Bowl champions. He thinks he's going to try to talk down to saying that we're a one-hit wonder. Well, it doesn't matter if we are a one-hit wonder because our goal in life was to get one Super Bowl before we died. And we got it with time to spare. So now I'm 25. He's 23. Okay? We have a lot of life left. So by the time we die, maybe we'll have 10. So there you go. You're welcome,
Hey, maybe the Flyers and the Sixers will end their championship droughts too by the time we die. There's something there.
Yeah.
But let me say something about that. Cop Pizzle, as far as what he did say and as far as I will say about that, look, we're the Super Bowl champions. We're the world champions. And until we're dethroned, nobody can talk shit about us. Nobody in the league, nobody has a right to talk shit about the Eagles. We're the fucking Super Bowl champions. And really, as a Giants fan, you guys are the last team with any kind of right whatsoever to talk shit about my fucking Eagles at all. You guys are the last team to have any kind of right to talk shit about us, considering not only did we win the Super Bowl last year, but we own your team in every single way possible. You can't beat us at all.
No.
So how can you make a video like that and even believe half the fucking shit you say in it?
Well, to go on what you just said,
yeah.
We're 2 games back now in the series, all-time series. We're 2 games back, and that's not including the ties we had against you guys. 8 years ago, you guys were 10 games up.
In 2001, the Giants had a 9-game winning streak on the Eagles, including that 2000 season. They beat the Eagles 3 times that year.
Yeah.
The Giants were 15 games above the Eagles in that all-time record. They had the Eagles beat by like 15 games. Now it's down to 2 games, and a sweep next year ties it.
Yep.
So, and you better believe if we have an opportunity to tie that thing, week 12 at the link?
Yeah.
If it's 86 and 85 and we have the opportunity sitting out in front of us at home to tie, you better believe the Philadelphia faithful will be starting them. You can't beat us chants.
Yep.
So.
I mean, we've already been saying that. Let's be real. But
no, I want the crowd to chant it.
Oh, yeah, easily. But, yeah, wow, we're going to have comments already.
Damn.
Yeah, but like it's stupid. It's a stupid conversation. The only reason why I brought it up is because he thinks his team is going to do something good next year when the over-under in Vegas is 6.5. All right? Now, I'm going to take the over on that because I think that is really low, but I've never really done good with over-unders, so I would probably end up losing that one. You guys will probably win 5 games. So that's that. I don't give a fuck about the Giants. You guys are idiots, losers. You can't beat us. Go win another Super Bowl in the next decade and then come back and talk. That's that. The next topic we're going to talk about, and this is the most important topic, the Nick Foles conversation. Because people on Twitter want to keep saying that it was a combined team effort in the Super Bowl to win us the game, which is true. Came with a strip sack at the end, okay? That was the sealing moment of the Super Bowl. That's when we really got it together and we won. But look at the stats. Nick Foles literally carried us that whole game. That one interception was a tip. It was a tip from Alshon Jeffrey. He could have caught that ball, and guess what? We probably would have killed them by even more.
All that shit at the end wouldn't even meant anything.
Yeah.
Would have been fucking 45-33 instead of 38-33. So all that strip sack shit, the field goal and the Hail Mary, they wouldn't even been in the fucking game.
It was a crowd pleaser. And the thing was, the only reason why these people on Twitter are saying that Nick Foles wasn't the reason is because after he went down against the Rams, everyone said the season was over. Everybody. And if you didn't, you're a fucking liar. Now, I was sitting with my boy Danko. Okay, shout out Danko. in his basement.
Go.
And I told him that, look, Carson Wentz is probably not coming back. This is when he left the game. I knew he was done. I was like, he's not coming back. This is Nick Foles' team right now. I literally told him this word for word. And he was like, all right, let's see what we got. I was also watching it with his dad. And his dad was like, listen, Foles brought us to the playoffs one year. He can do it. Now, he could definitely be a game manager, and the defense could do their work. It was a complete opposite in the Super Bowl. Not the Minnesota Vikings game, but it was a complete opposite in the Super Bowl. The only game where I'll give the defense the credit was the Atlanta game. The Atlanta game is where they really held their own. They stopped Julio Jones on 4th down, and that's all she wrote. But Foles was absolutely phenomenal. And for people to not give him credit, it's mind-boggling. I don't know. It's like people are like, oh, I want one before I die. And then all of a sudden he delivers. And then they're like, oh, Wentz is going to give us more. Foles is just a one-hit wonder. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
how old is Nick Foles by any chance?
29.
Okay, so he's in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, I always liked Nick Foles because I saw him as a guy that won. You know, it didn't matter how pretty he looked. It didn't matter what the situation was like. When it came into a clutch situation, all right, this guy would perform. He would deliver when it meant the most. Look at the Atlanta game, all right? He played a horrible, horrible first half, all right? The second half, when we needed him to play well, he made great passes, brilliant choices, brilliant game management, and that's all she wrote from there. Minnesota, Super Bowl, it was all him. It was literally all him. So for the people who are like, if Nick Foles was in next year for every single game as a starter, I'd be like, all right, whatever. You know? Wentz is probably going to start the season. They're probably going to rush him back. It is what it is. All right? There's nothing I can really say about that. I have my own thoughts against that. But it's just you got to give Foles credit. You have to. And that's it. You have any thoughts on that?
You know, here's what I think about Foles. I think I never once discredited Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles is one of the better quarterbacks the Eagles have ever had, if not the best quarterback the Eagles have ever had. You know, you looking at him, comparing him to other quarterbacks, I think he is a very underrated sports figure in this town and as far as Eagles history goes. Look, I'll say this on camera. When Donovan McNabb had the chance to drive the Eagles down the field in the NFC Championship game and tie it against the Arizona Cardinals, he choked. When he had the chance to make it a 3-point game against the Buccaneers in the NFC title game with all 3 timeouts left and 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock, he choked his brains out and threw a pick 6 to Ronte Barber. Mm-hmm. He threw 3 interceptions in that NFC title game against the Panthers, and also a chance to make it a 3-point game. What did he do? Choked his fucking brains out, puked in the fucking Super Bowl. Yeah. Nick Foles, when given the chance to drive the Eagles downfield down 1 point in the Super Bowl, he delivered. He delivered time and time again in those one of the biggest fucking games in Eagles history, the NFC title game in the Super Bowl. Nick Foles did something that McNabb could never do. Mm-hmm. And McNabb was probably, up until this year, the most successful quarterback we had. I'd say the best quarterback we had before this year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even close by far.
Yeah, so like Nick Foles did something that McNabb could not do time and time again. Give me Nick Foles over any fucking quarterback we've ever had prior this year. Yeah. He's the most successful quarterback in team history. And look at his resume as what he's done in Philadelphia. And you look at 2013, the 27 touchdown, 2 interceptions year, what he did that year. Yeah. Went head-to-head with Drew Brees. That motherfucker went head-to-head with some of the best quarterbacks in the league at the time. Yeah. And then 2014, you know, he was throwing off his back foot a lot. You know, we went through this before. He was making some shitty throws. He got hurt. And really, you know, what happened after he got hurt? He was never really the same for years after that clavicle injury, even when he went to St. Louis. And you know what? When that's your throwing shoulder, you know, when I pulled muscles in my shoulder, you don't know how much it hurt when I'm throwing the ball that way. I can only imagine if you're a quarterback with an actual fracture in your fucking shoulder and your throwing shoulder. Yeah. I can only imagine how that felt.
That sucks. Yeah.
And when he got back this year as a backup, he kind of redeemed himself as a backup in Kansas City last year. Eagles sought the opportunity and brought him in. And you know what? You got to have that backup behind a franchise quarterback like that. Because when you know what? When the Eagles had McNabb, and he got hurt a couple times. We got fucked hard with bums like Coy Detmer fucking backing him up.
Yeah,
thank God for AJ Feely. I know, but thank God for AJ Feely a couple times and Jeff Garcia the one year.
Right.
But dude, we had guys like Jim McMahon who wasn't even that good at Rutgers and fucking
Mike
Coy
McMahon.
There it is, Mike McMahon.
Favorite.
Dude, he was awful at Rutgers. I don't even know how the NFL even drafted him. And he comes to the NFL, Eagles take him. He's awful with the Eagles. Yeah. Coy Detmer, who I never liked. Dude, the Eagles got really screwed on a couple backup quarterbacks. So that's what I got to say about Nick Foles. I'll fucking rep Nick Foles forever.
Yeah, he's you guys know me. He's my favorite Eagle of all time. Like, I mean, you say best players of all time, I would probably say Brian Dawkins. But my favorite Eagle of all time is Nick Foles because Nick Foles was the first person to get it done. He was the guy that completely shut the Patriots fans up completely. Like, the night before, people were like, there's no way Nick Foles, your backup, is going to go in the Super Bowl and be the best quarterback of all time. Well, not only that, he outperformed them. And that's hard to say because Tom Brady had a phenomenal game, a fucking phenomenal game. Our defense was nowhere to be found. But Nick Foles was more clutch. He came out in big moments. That's it.
You know? Now we're gonna get into this, right? We'll get into this right now because I see a lot of people in the comments talking about Wentz this, Wentz that.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
It
Personally, I think Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Nick Foles, and he is a better quarterback than Nick Foles. Mm-hmm. But wouldn't you rather have a backup quarterback? And knowing the history with guys coming off torn ACLs, mm-hmm. All right, even Tom Brady. Yep. Tom Brady, when he came back off a torn ACL in 2009, Patriots were 11-5 that year, bounced in the first round of the playoffs, and got destroyed mm-hmm. in the first round of the playoffs, that 09 season against Baltimore. Phillip Rivers tore his ACL in the 2007 divisional game against the Colts. He came back and played on that torn ACL in the AFC Championship game against New England. They probably would have won that game if he was fully healthy, the Chargers. Probably. A lot of people don't remember that because of what transpired. Rivers playing hurt and cost the team. Chargers were 8-8 in 08. And because of that, who?
The last one. I don't know why I was cracking up.
But Chargers are 8-8 in 2008, and they got into the playoffs because that was one of the Broncos collapsed bad, and that was one of the worst divisions in history.
Yeah.
And then they won a playoff game in 08. Despite that, he got good a little bit good towards the end of the year. And then you look at the McNabb when he tore his ACL, 2006.
Right.
Donovan McNabb in 2007 when he came back off that torn ACL struggled, and Eagle fans remember this and know this. He struggled big time in 2007 throwing, and then he didn't get good until the end of the year when he beat Dallas, beat New Orleans, beat Buffalo those last 3 games of the year. By then it was too late because the Eagles were 5-8. Dude, he struggled bad all year that year. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at the history coming off the quarterbacks who've recently torn their ACLs coming back off recovery, I don't like the history. Even Sam Bradford coming off that early on in that 2015 year, he struggled too.
Yeah.
And I like Wentz. I like his work ethic. He's got a really good work ethic, and he's really motivated to come back and bounce back from that. And I think he will, but you got to have insurance behind him, seeing the history behind it, because it would not hurt.
Yeah, and he plays so recklessly. Like, I mean, we're expecting this guy that's played the same way throughout his college, high school, and NFL career. We're expecting this guy to change up his game drastically to stay away from injury. No, it's not going to happen. And if he does, who knows what kind of player he's going to turn into. He could be a bum. You never know. Now, I don't really like saying the word bum, but I get so many people on Twitter saying that Wentz is an MVP caliber player. He's the best thing that happened to the Eagles since ever. He's way better than Nick Foles. Like, all right, I get it. I like Carson Wentz. I have his jersey. I bought his fucking jersey. He's a great player, all right? But when people put a player over the team, that's when I start getting aggravated. I'm not going to say pissed off because that's your right, but I get aggravated because this is a team sport. And you put the team over any player. I don't care who it is. Wentz could be way better than Brady. He could be. You never know. The way he played last year, he was definitely the MVP. All right? But for someone to step in, take the role of the MVP, and turn it into a Super Bowl after he got injured, when everyone said it was going to be done, like, how is that not talked about? Like, it just bothers me. Like, I fucking hate people. I literally hate people. It's like, all right, Wentz won this title. How the fuck did he win this title? He put us in the position. I agree with that. He put us in.
I agree to where we probably would not have won that title without him. Like if he wasn't on the team from day one. Oh yeah, I do agree with that. But he didn't step in and win the biggest games in Eagles history.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, it just bothers me. It really does. But people will be people. Twitter's the land where you could say anything you want and have absolutely no repercussions for it. No punishments, no anything. And it's whatever. I don't even care.
Now, one thing I did, and when Wentz dove into the end zone and scored, and then it got called back on that penalty, and the fucking defenders hit his knees, sandwiched him in his knees like that. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what I said after that? Well, he's got to stop fucking doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said. Sure enough, he starts walking into the locker room. I shit my pants. Yeah. But look, I think that's going to be a wake-up for him. I think he's got to be more of a pocket passer. You can't have your franchise quarterback running around like that, taking hits like that, those kinds of hits like that. It is so fucking nuts. Fuck. Can't have it. You got to become a pocket passer. He's a very good pocket passer when he rolls out into the pocket. Throw from the fucking pocket, dude. He's completely – that day against the Rams, he was killing that team. Mm-hmm. Dude, he had 4 touchdowns that day, I think. He was owning that team. And he's running out of the pocket now, dude. You throw the fucking ball. Well, can't be doing that.
That's another thing. That's a good point you just brought up. He was literally killing the Rams in LA. Yeah. Like he was destroying them. He had a horrendous game against Seattle Seahawks the week before. He comes back. He plays great against the Rams. You know what the problem was? And this is a great point that you just brought up. Our defense played like shit that game until Foles came in. When Foles came in, that defense buckled down because they know that Wentz's fast pace tires them out. Do you agree or disagree with that?
That's a tough one.
His fast pace, they're like, listen.
Well, he's not a Michael Vick type quarterback, though.
They see that Wentz scores a lot and scores quick. So they're like, all right, we're going to take a breather here and there. When Nick Foles comes in, it's a slower paced game. So now they could buckle down. They could save some of their energy for the next drive. And they know it's on them more than it is the offense now. So that's just how I saw it for that game and for the games after that. The Oakland game, like, come on, that was all defense. Nick Foles played absolutely horrendous that game. I was at the game. It was fucking cold. I was pissed. I thought at one point it was going to rain just to piss me off even more. I had no jacket. I was drunk. It was the worst fucking experience of my life. It was Christmas. It was awful. It was an awful game. That was the worst game I've ever been to. It was so bad. And we won. That's how bad that game was. I thought the skies were going to open up. It was going to start pouring in 30-degree weather. Not even snow, pouring. Like, oh my God. It was horrible. Like, I was in Xfinity Live the whole time for the tailgate because I couldn't deal with it. Like, the weather was that bad. It was horrible. It was worse than Atlanta. It really was. But
Michael Vick, was he injury prone?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
Every 3 games, dude, that's somebody that could not stay healthy, and it turned out to be his downfall.
Yeah.
Look at how he ran out of the pocket hundreds of fucking times like that and would not slide and kept taking hits after hits after hits. That was his downfall right there because it affected his health, and then he wasn't on the field, and then we had to rely on – then it was next guy up every couple of weeks. You can't have that.
Well, those are players – that's a good example of players that don't trust their arms. You know – Michael Vick had probably the biggest cannon I've ever seen on a quarterback. Like, he could throw the ball probably 75 yards easily.
He did that once that night.
Yeah, he had a cannon, and he did not trust his arm because he was so inaccurate. And that's why he ran out of the pocket so much because he's like, hey, I'm fast. No one can stop me, even though he's really fragile. And if you hit him, he'd break like a toothpick. But he didn't know that, and he didn't care about that because he didn't trust his arm. And that one year in 2010 where he went off, he finally trusted his arm, and he trusted the talent around him that he only ran when he had to.
Yep.
This is exactly what Wentz has to learn because Wentz has a cannon for an arm. His deep ball is a little inaccurate, but his accuracy has gotten a lot better since his first year. And he doesn't need to be running into fucking linebackers. Like, he doesn't need to be doing that. You saw Jay Ajayi on the sideline for one of the NFL Films projects. He said he's got to stop doing that because in the NFL, they're not looking to tackle you. They're looking to kill you. Like, they see chances. They see opportunities. They know they're big. They know they're Mack truck big. If they hit you in the right place, you're done. It's over. Look at Lawrence Taylor versus Theismann. Over. Done. Just because he hit him from behind. You know, it's simple. It's not college.
And he knew what he did too after he hit that injury, after that.
He called in the stretcher, yeah.
He knew what he did.
Yep. Yeah.
That's dumbass Giants fan in the comments saying Saquon versus Ajayi. Ajayi's like 1,000 times better than fucking Saquon. Unproven fucking running back. Get the fuck out of here, man.
All right.
I take Corey Clement over fucking Saquon Barkley.
Get
the fuck out of here.
I don't know if you guys know this, but
until Saquon Barkley shows me on the field what he can do, he's nothing. So
we both really hate Penn State.
Yes.
With a passion.
Yes.
But I gotta admit, Saquon Barkley's a beast. He doesn't like him though. So he's a fucking beast. He's gonna be good for the Giants.
He's a talented running back. I'll admit that, but I just don't like how he was committed to Rutgers and then he decommits from Rutgers and goes to them. I didn't like that whatsoever.
But I mean, it made sense. I mean, we didn't really have a future, and Penn State was Penn State. But I don't know. You know, it's whatever. He didn't really do shit at Penn State. I'm glad. All right. The Eagles' running back corps is better than Saquon Barkley himself. I mean,
I agree with that.
You know, we have a good running back corps. We have Corey Clement, Jay Ajayi, and I'm going to say Sproles.
Oh, yeah, Sproles, yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I feel like we could have added another one, but because Jay Ajayi's knee scares me a little bit. It's bone to bone. So if you're going to rely on running backs like Corey Clement the whole season, I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, that's why they brought Sproles back.
Yeah.
Because they obviously don't trust Ajayi healthy moving for the whole year.
Yeah.
All 16 games like that. I don't think I would either.
Yeah, no.
So,
you know, it's the thing with Sproles is, you know, do we really need him? Probably not. But we brought him back pretty much because he got injured during the Super Bowl run. And it was pretty much a courtesy signing, in my opinion. It really was.
They didn't have to bring him back either.
I
mean, at his age and his strength, they didn't really have to.
They were just like, thank you for like being on the team.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. Same thing with Nick Foles. They gave him a bonus for winning the Super Bowl. That's pretty fucking awesome because he deserved it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do one of these questions in the comment section. Rank the NFC wide receivers and running backs. Listen, let's just say I had a rough night last night, and I don't know that off the top of my head. I have to go on the internet, and I'm just going to tell you right now the NFC's best wide receiver is Antonio Brown, and the best running back is David Johnson. David Johnson.
Antonio Brown plays in the AFC, not the NFC.
Oh, I thought it said NFL. See, I told you I had a rough night last night. NFC. Odell Beckham Jr. and running back, I'm gonna say, David Johnson.
Right now, my ranking NFC.
Seen the NFC.
NFC top wide receiver, I'd say Julio Jones.
Yes.
And top running back in the NFC, I would say, David Johnson.
David Johnson. Yeah, he's a beast. I know he got injured last year, but he's a fucking beast.
That's why.
NFC East running backs and wide receivers. You're really challenging me now. Wide receiver. You know what? I'm going to go Odell Beckham. Even though I love Alshon Jeffrey, Odell Beckham is the best wide receiver in the division. Running back. Fuck. I don't know. Everyone. Zeke. Yeah. I think that's pretty simple. I was just trying to think.
Number one, in the division, I would say Odell Beckham, number one receiver in the division. Number one running back, I would say Jay Ajayi.
Over Zeke?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Zeke ran behind that or if Ajayi ran behind that offensive line they have down there, dude, he would probably fucking run for 2,000.
It's possible.
I think he would.
I like Ajayi. Yeah, I really do. But we're gonna bring up some.
But they're wasting that offensive line they got down there.
Oh yeah, it's going past its prime now. You know, it's
because all that blocking they're doing, all them guys are playing 16 games. That's only gonna keep up for so long. Like that just deteriorates. And
Nitro, can we box for fun and live in Cherry Hill? It would be fun to learn more and potentially sleep your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say, whatever you want.
He says he lives in Cherry Hill. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
he lives in Cherry Hill.
That's
Rick
crazy.
Grimes. Zeke did get fat.
He did. Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
he used to have that
The crop top.
the crop top, and he had it last year. He had a big ass gut. Like I remember that. Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing? Long time no see. I think this was the guy that sat next to me during the Arizona game last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
no, I bought a ticket on StubHub, one by myself because Danny had his dad go to that game. So I bought one right next to them, and he was sitting next to me. That was pretty cool that someone that watches my
That's
channel.
crazy. I had a couple people come up to me and recognize me from YouTube.
Yeah.
The Flyers Devils game, that was crazy. They were like 20 minutes apart from one another. That was nuts.
It happens. Like, I mean, I was at the Flyers Penguins game, and this one kid said, "Oh, I'm a big fan." It's crazy. Like Scotty was right there and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Crazy.
But it's a small world.
It's a big world, nigga.
No, you just said that. All right. Oh, I like this one, but we're still talking about football. I like that one.
We'll get into baseball in a little bit, but we're still talking about football right now. We'll do the roundup with the whole Philly sports scene since we haven't been doing this in a while. But
yeah, definitely. Anyone else have anything you want to say about Nick Foles or Wentz? Anything?
They should build a statue of Nick Foles right outside the link.
No, they should take the Rocky statue down and replace it with Nick Foles.
Or that.
Because he's better than Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky's fake. Although I did like Creed. Creed was a really good movie.
I like Rocky. Rocky movies.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend also likes Rocky. He worships Rocky. I agree with Night Freak about how we're over the Eagles Super Bowl already. I was pissed about the Flyers. Listen, I love that comment. I was waiting for someone to say that. I just couldn't remember it. When we lose in other sports in this town and we go back to the Super Bowl to try to help calm it down.
Eagles won the Super Bowl. Who cares?
Eagles won the Super Bowl. Who cares? But are you guys really 4-4-4, or are you guys just Eagles and just pretend to like the other teams? Because if you like the other teams, you would be upset no matter what happened.
You know what? I was pissed the Flyers lost because it's against the Penguins.
I expected it. I wasn't as pissed because I expected it.
All.
I don't either. But I got to say this. I'm going to talk to the Penguins fans because you guys are the exact opposite of the Dallas Cowboys fans. All right, the fucking Dallas Cowboys fans, they think they won yesterday. Right?
I was coming in here and I saw some dude with Cowboys fucking stickers on his car, and it was funny because it was a 90s car.
Yeah.
Maybe 2000s car.
Piece of shit car, yeah.
But it was an older car. I don't think it was as old as 23 years old, but actually had a sticker that said Super Bowl 28 champions.
What?
Super Bowl champions XXVIII.
Damn.
From the 93 Super Bowl championship.
How old is that one?
That's fucking 25 years old. You're gonna live off shit that happened in the 90s, like that one Jets fan we're friends with.
Yeah. Oh, Patty. Yeah.
No. What's his name? The party's with us.
Brian.
Josh.
Oh, Voorhees. Yeah, the midget.
Yeah, he really. I'm just gonna give you the insight on how stupid this kid is. He brags about fucking Super Bowl championships won in the 60s that this motherfucker wasn't even alive to see. He's like, the other day, he's like, oh, well, we won a fucking Super Bowl before you guys.
Yeah, my mom was 8 years old.
How you going to brag? Okay, if you're going to brag about shit that happened in the 60s, well, we also won championships in the 60s. We won in 1960. They were just called NFL championships back then. So if we're going that far into the past, we got 4 NFL championships. You have 1. We are the Super Bowl champions that you cannot talk shit about because the Jets fucking suck.
Yep.
And not only that, but we own the Jets historically.
Yeah, they've never beaten us.
In 10 tries, they're 0-10 against us.
Yeah, they fucking idiots. But I do like the bartender Brian at Killarney's. He a huge Jets fan. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, he came up to me. He's like, "Congratulations, I want one so bad." And he's like, "Listen, you're gonna get yours in due time. I just don't know when." Because the Eagles, the thing about the Eagles was, every single year I felt we were in a position to do something, which pissed me off even more than anything because I knew we didn't suck. With the Jets, you kind of go into the season knowing they suck.
That's just sad. That is just sad.
Exactly. It's like the same thing with the Browns. Like last year, I went to I think it was Cleveland.
Oh yeah, the opener.
No.
When you went with Danny.
I went with Danny to Ohio, and we went to the Cleveland Browns gift shop. It was like a ghost town. Nobody was in there.
That's sad.
There's this big ass muscular dude. He was like, "Can I help you guys with anything?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, and I just want to see how you guys are gonna do this year." I swear to you, this guy was about to tear up and cry, and said, he was like, I think we could do better. I think we're gonna get better. I was like, all right, man. Just all right, whatever. I
would have bought something Browns.
I wanted to give him a hug. No, Danny did buy something Browns. He bought a hat.
Okay, yeah, I would have too.
Yeah, we felt so bad for the guy. We didn't know what to do because he just looked so sad. And then they go 0-16. It's like clockwork. It's like they're gonna suck. Now this year, the Las Vegas over and under for the Browns is 5.5.
Because they had all them first and second round picks and they're doing better. But here's my thing with the Browns: until they start putting that on the fields and actually winning games on the fields, then they're still an 0-16 team to me. Until they start, putting together on the field that they can win some games, they're still a god awful team.
Yeah, so they're still a god awful team, like God's punishment to earth.
No, like this is why I always had a soft spot for Cleveland and its sports teams, and even chatting to some people out in Pittsburgh about this. The Browns all my life have been an awful fucking team, like all my life.
Horrible.
And the Indians, you see how long their World Series drought now is. They now have the longest World Series championship drought in baseball. And the Cavaliers, up until they won the NBA title, all them years of getting there close like that with LeBron, and then to finally do it, and all that, they had never won a championship up until then. I was so happy for them actually when the Cavaliers won the NBA title, because that's like, wow, like I can only imagine how I'd feel after going through all that for all that time like that.
Well,
but their Cleveland sports misery makes the Philadelphia sports misery look like the city of champions is what it does. Like that's how sad that is.
No, and the thing was, Cleveland, the Cavaliers fans should have been ashamed for themselves because they know without LeBron they wouldn't have had that title. No. LeBron is the best player of all time. I don't care what anybody says. He's better than MJ. He's better than Will. He's better than Dr. J. He is the best goddamn player of all time. And if anyone disagrees with it, hey, that's your opinion. The guy can do everything. He can solicitate. He can shoot. He can steal. He can block. He's the best fucking defender in the league. He's the best player of all time. I don't want to hear anyone say that MJ is better because he's not. And that's that. I hope he comes to Philly, by the way. All right, Mr. Go Philly Eagles, part of the Philly Knights. Wentz is smarter than Vic.
He's much smarter than Vic. He's much, better in the pocket than Vic ever was. He's even a better thrower than Vic. He trusts his arm a lot more than Michael Vick ever did. And Michael Vick ran around and took off much more than Carson Wentz ever did. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and Michael Vick, because of it, got hurt much, much more, and that was somebody that was injury-prone, and that was really his downfall. Because then after he got hurt for like the 10th or 20th time, as an Eagle, Nick Foles stepped in and threw 7 touchdowns in Oakland.
Right.
And that was it after that, too. That was it as far as the Michael Vick experiment in Philadelphia. And it's a shame because it was a fun one. It was a good one, but – you got a quarterback that just keeps getting hurt like that. Maybe it's just time to find somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, when you say Wentz is smarter than Vic, I mean, he just told you that he is. But at the same time, I kind of have to see more from Wentz because I do love Carson Wentz. All right, I loved how he played last year. He was definitely going to be the MVP before he went down. I said this earlier in the video that he was going to be hands down MVP. It wasn't even going to be close. Right. Problem is he did what Vic did. Now, is he going to continue doing that? That's what I want to see. Because I can't say that Wentz is automatically smarter than Vic because that play that he got injured on, even though it was away from the play, I understand that. That play that he got injured on, his intention was to dive headfirst into 2 linebackers. All right? And that's something Vic would do.
That is something Vic would do. Oh, yeah.
And you can't be doing that. So it's smarter than Vic. Time will tell. I can't say that yet. But I hope so because he is a franchise quarterback and he's a lot bigger than Vic and he could last longer than Vic. And I liked Michael Vick, actually, to be honest with you. A lot of people didn't. What is my – all right, I'll answer that. What's my thought on Sam Darnold? USC quarterback. I think
I
he
don't
could.
trust them USC quarterbacks, honestly.
I mean, I think he could. I think he could be good. I mean, I've seen some flashes, but his team was god awful last year, so I don't know. We'll see. Richie coached the Eagles or not? Yeah,
He was awful.
he was terrible.
Terrible.
Okay, why is this hiding that? You guys do a great job. Sub me or check out my channel.
Maybe because you're tagged in his he tagged you in the comment or something.
Yeah, it's possible. What are my thoughts on Ryan Tannehill? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's trash. I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I just think that you guys should get a different QB. I think you guys should give up on Ryan Tannehill because he's injury prone. Number one. Number two, he's not that good. And number three, he gives you nothing other than a decent arm, plays in warm weather, has a hot girlfriend. That's pretty much all he gives you. I mean, other than that, he's not anything really to win a Super Bowl with.
Yeah, and
That's pretty much it. Minnesota has the worst for sports. Laugh my ass off. All their teams are ass. their sports are misery as well.
Nah, at least they're championship contenders every couple years. Cleveland can't say that.
Yeah. Where's Scotty? He's not going to be here for a while.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this right now. This shirt that I'm wearing right now, shout out to Samantha Bolden. That's his sister. That's Scotty's sister, and she's not in good health right now. And I'm wearing this jersey. Or the fuck am I saying? Jersey. I'm wearing this shirt because of her. She gave me a shirt. Sammy Sunshine Foundation. Obviously, she's not in good health right now. No. So until Scotty gets better, we're really hoping and praying for the best for her. Yeah, we're really hoping she pulls through this, and we're really hoping she gets better as soon as possible. And because of that, Scotty could not be here today, and we don't know when he's coming back. There's no timetable set for that, but that's the situation going on right now with Scotty and his sister. So
I will tell you one thing though, Scotty will be back for the NFL season.
Oh yeah, he will.
100%.
Yeah, he will.
He'll be back here, and we'll get the studio set up so we can talk in the microphones. People could call in. But for right now, we're gonna go with the whole laptop thing because we only have two people. So I mean, we'll just carry it that way. Best wishes to Sammy. Yeah, thank you. And thank you. If you guys want to say anything in the comment section, I'll shout it out to Scotty. And
I'll probably show Scotty later.
But yeah, I haven't seen Scotty in a while.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while, but because of what's going on, it's understandable. So.
Yep, definitely. Cancer sucks. It's a terrible thing. All right, let's move on. Rams will be one of those teams who sign all these players and don't have chemistry. I'm predicting that. I know how crazy it is. I'm predicting that the Rams will do worse than last year. Thoughts? You make a good point, but at the same time, it seems like they brought in the right pieces and not just adding people to their roster. They brought in Aqib Talib. Was it Aqib Talib?
Yeah, Aqib Talib.
Aqib Talib, the guy from Kansas City. Quarterback. Marcus Peters.
Oh, they brought in Marcus Peters. Yeah, because they lost Trumaine Johnson.
They brought in Sue.
Ndamukong Suh, along with what they already have in Aaron Donald.
Yep. That team's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, they're gonna
be nasty.
Oh yeah. Here's my thing. I think the Rams are gonna be a really good team. I predict them winning the division. I have the 49ers winning a wild card, and I think it makes out to be a very good rivalry with the Eagles and the Rams. I think the Eagles and the Rams will be it'll make out to be a good rivalry, and I like what I'm seeing so far from it. So
they brought in Cooks too.
Oh yeah, that's right. They brought in Brandon Cooks. Yeah, the Rams are going to be a good fucking team. I know that. So we'll see what happens as time goes on with it. But I like what I see from the Rams so far. But obviously, championships are decided on paper, are decided on the fields. They're not decided on paper. They're decided on the field. So the Rams got to put that together. Yeah. And see, how good they are on the field. They showed really, really good signs last year of being a contending team for the first time in a long time. First time in like 10 years, dating back to their days in St. Louis. So,
yeah.
They're going to be a good team for a long time to come. And the 49ers even have some good pieces coming together for their future. So with Garoppolo there and everything. So, yeah, the Rams got a really good, solid team they got going on down there. So we'll see.
Yeah, complete 180 from the Seattle Seahawks. They look miserable. they're gonna be pretty brutal. They do have Russell Wilson, but they're in decline. All right, Desert Eagle, what's up, brother?
What's up, Desert Eagle?
What's up, Hope Braden Cooks remembers to press the O button.
The donation you guys
That's funny.
can the foundation you guys can donate to for Scotty's sister. Type in the link to GoFundMe, Sammy Sunshine that I got right here. You can see that if you type in a GoFundMe, I think / Sammy Sunshine. They're taking donations for the GoFundMe. So, because I saw a couple people in the comments asking, so there's that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll put the link up later in the description box. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy. A complete 180. Yeah, working tonight. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna next weekend. Yes, I will be in a poker tournament at the Borgata. I am addicted to poker. I'm addicted to that shit. I'm trying to play for a spot in the World Series of Poker, so that's what I will be doing. Is it tough? Yes, it's extremely tough, but you gotta have the mind for it. So I'm not gonna sleep all week next week, and I'm gonna be fucking on fumes. But when we do a podcast on Friday, I'm gonna try to, because my plan is to finish work at 2, come down here, do the podcast for an hour, then head down to Atlantic City for the weekend. That's my plan next weekend. So I'm gonna try to be on the podcast next week. But yeah, that's that. No more bragging about a poker tournament. Why do the Seahawks own us? You both know we should have won that the shit out of that Week 13 game. No. Listen.
We haven't played well there, even when we sucked. Though we've had issues against that team, even when they were bad. So I mean, call it what you want. But
that was the thing with the Eagles is there's that one game a year where we play like absolute shit, and there's nothing we can do about it. And this is dating back to I think 2007, where we played like shit against the Baltimore Ravens. McNabb got benched. Cobb played even worse. McNabb comes back, goes on that run in the playoffs. It happens every year. We play a horrible game, and that was that one game where we lost. We had no shot in coming back in that game. We had none. And that's what scared me with Carson Wentz, because I was watching this guy play, and he just seemed scared. He seemed like someone that didn't want to be there. And then the next week, he completely turned it around and unfortunately got hurt. So, yeah, you see two sides to your football team. I'm happy we got our first title ever. I really am. I'm glad that's out of the way. I was sick of waiting. Now we got to win 6 more to take the top of the league. That'll happen in the next 8 years. So we'll see what happens there.
I like your chances with this youngest Eagles team we got going.
I do too.
I
really do. You know, we have time. We got our first. And that one-hit wonder thing, we'll see. I mean, personally, I don't believe that.
Well, he shouldn't be talking about the Eagles, period, since he's got our dick so far in his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Eagles have won the Super Bowl. We own his fucking team. He's clearly jealous of what we got going on here.
And
so he shouldn't be talking shit about the Eagles, period, because he's got no right to.
And Cop, buddy, stop screaming. We can hear you. You're by yourself. Stop screaming. God damn. I'm watching this thing and my mom thinks I'm watching something crazy on YouTube. I'm like, no, it's just fucking retarded guy not knowing the thing he's talking about sports. Yeah. Listen, we can hear you. Stop screaming.
And take them fucking sunglasses off, dude. Seriously, you ain't need them fucking glasses on inside.
Yeah, he's a good guy though.
He's cool though. I fucked with him.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, but he's a retarded. All right. But Foles and Wentz both got what it takes to be anyone. I agree with that. Listen, you saw Foles do it, and you saw Wentz do it in the regular season. It's the truth. Nothing but the truth. The Eagles shouldn't rush Wentz. Thank you.
That's what I agree with, but I think with modern technology nowadays, I think he'll be fine. So
we'll see. I mean, I know why people want him back. They want him to take over the Eagles team again. Understandable. I want him to be the quarterback for the next 12 years. Okay? 10, 12 years. I want him to be – because he's my age. I want to see this guy go out and retire when I'm his age. Like, if that makes any sense to you. Like, when I'm 37, I would be like, oh, I saw one of the best Eagles quarterbacks of all time. He was my age. And he goes out on top, whatever. But, yeah, it's just I don't know if he's going to last that long. I really don't. I'm being honest with you. The way he plays the game so recklessly, the way he's got injured
play it that recklessly.
He got injured the last 3 years.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he fucking didn't.
ACL, MCL last year.
Okay.
Broken ribs in preseason.
I don't fucking follow preseason or care about preseason, so I don't count that.
College, a less brutal game. Broke his wrist.
I don't count that either because he played in all 16 games in the other 2 years he started in college. But how about we talk about Nick Foles' injuries in the same time period?
Go ahead.
Broken clavicle the 1 year in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Broken hand in his throwing hand in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Concussion in 2013 against, I think it was the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 injuries right there in regular season play. I don't count the fucking preseason bullshit. I don't even count the bullshit in college. I count what's in the regular season.
Now let me ask you a question and follow up on that. How many of those injuries took place in the crucial moments?
12, 13, 14.
14 maybe.
It was tied when I believe it was Whitney Marcellus from Houston sacked him and he into the fucking turf and he fucked his shoulder all up. That was a crucial moment. Mark Sanchez came in. Mark Sanchez came in and won a stack game, but that was a crucial moment right there.
Were we really going to do anything that year anyway, though?
Well, what happened that year was the secondary got exposed late. And you could see it coming too with the way the fucking secondary gave that game away against the Cardinals that year, the way the fucking secondary looked against Green Bay, the way the secondary looked at a couple of them losses. Not so much the Frisco game, but the way I could not believe the way they gave away that Arizona game.
Yeah.
That Arizona game, I was working at Great Adventure at the time. And it was 3rd and 6, and I had my rain hoodie on listening to the game.
Yep.
I was like this for like 5 minutes after Josh Brown caught that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like 5 minutes, looked down, looked this kind of expression on my face. And then when the Eagles lost that game in front of guests and patrons, after they said incomplete, the Eagles lose, I stomped my fists on the Twister ride and yelled, "Fuck!" real loud in front of guests and shit. And it was funny because it was like the most random thing. Like I wasn't dealing with anybody or anything.
Yeah, no, it's like the Eagles lost. You know, I mean,
but the way the secondary looked that year late, they weren't gonna. It cost them. The way Bradley Fletcher, Kerry Williams, and Nate Allen were. Dude, those are the fucking straight bums, dude. Those dudes was ass.
No, and going back to that whole Great Adventure thing and you slamming your fist on the table, people don't understand Eagles fans. They never will. The only people that don't understand Eagles fans are Eagles fans. All right. Now, I was at Easter. What was it? Yeah, Easter last month. Easter dinner with my family. I'm the only Eagles fan there. Literally the only one besides my cousin, Kara. All right. Now we're talking about the Eagles Super Bowl win in front of my cousin, who's a Giants fan, who always trash talked to me. No matter what. I'm talking about the Eagles and how they're going to win this year, the next year, the year after that, and the year after that to have 4 titles in the next 4 years. He didn't say anything, all right? But my mom, who's a Cowboys fan, all right, was like, all right, football season's over. Let's talk about baseball. I'm like, I was this close to cursing out my mom because every single year, she'd be like, why do you like the Eagles? They're losers. They lose every single year. They get your hopes up for nothing. And they finally win, and I can't talk about them? It's like, come on, Mom. You know better than that. But that's enough about my mom.
I don't want to talk about that Seahawks game in 2014.
Yeah, which one?
I don't want to talk about it.
I got into a fight with my girlfriend at the time we lost to the Seahawks. I do not want to
talk about that game.
Which one was it?
I don't remember.
Even though you don't want to talk about it,
because something else happened that day too, so I don't want to talk about it.
Seahawks. I don't remember that game. Was that earlier in the season?
Late?
December. Fitz Young?
No,
that was Seahawks. Oh!
Yeah, that game.
The Seahawks game, the one where we blacked out. The one that we were wearing the black jerseys. Yep. Yeah, that was a horrible game.
I don't want to talk about that.
That was a bad one. Yeah, I guess we're not talking about it. He doesn't want to talk about it for whatever reason. It's in the past. We won the Super Bowl, so I'd talk about it. But, I mean, that's the one where we blocked the punt. Yeah, it was – I was at Killarney's, my favorite bar, his worst bar ever.
Yeah, I got thrown out of that place a couple times.
Yeah.
That was funny as hell.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Cowboys need to be head checked, prostate exam. What Philly 500 says. Yeah, Philly 500.
Dude, Philly 500 is my fucking boy.
Philly 500 is probably coming on next week, honestly.
Okay.
He's gonna join me and Rob and whoever else wants to come on. Sorry, guys. 1 second.
You want to talk about it? Get into baseball and the other sports now.
Huh? Yeah. Let's talk about it.
You want to talk about the Phillies or Yankees or?
Phillies. Yeah. Let's talk about the Phillies and the Yankees. The Phillies. All right. I predicted them to win 89 games this year before the season started. He knows that I said that. All right. Now, I said that based off the talent that they had in their farm system. Their pitching that they acquired, Arrieta. They had Nola, who had a good year last year. And so far, so good. So far, so good for them. You know, they lost a bad one last night. I was watching that one.
I watched it, too. And when the Cardinals went up 9-2, I was like, yeah, I'll turn this shit off. Studying some more.
Yeah.
In my head.
Yeah, it's the Phillies are going to make the playoffs this year. And, you know, I'm not even a Phillies fan.
I like that.
No, I'm not even a Phillies fan.
At the beginning of the year, my prediction, I said 85 wins. And compared to how they've been the last 6 or 7 years, that would be, like, huge.
Yeah.
If they could do that.
Yeah, it would be really big. And, you know, the thing with the Phillies is, listen, I don't hate the Phillies. I don't even have a rivalry against them. It seems as if whenever I walk in Citizens Bank Park wearing I'm obviously a Yankees fan, I wear a Yankees cap because, you know, I have no other baseball cap because I like the Yankees, you know, the world champions this year. I like them, and then they're like, why are you wearing the hat and stuff like that? I'm like, dude, we're not even rivals with you guys. Get away from 2009. It's time to move on. I do hope we rematch you guys. I do. Down the road. Maybe it'll be a good rematch. Maybe it won't. But, you know, that's the ball game. That's baseball.
Went to the Phillies-Orioles game Wednesday in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was shocked that the Orioles are as bad as they are. You know, the Phillies now have an all right record when I go see them on the road, 2-4. But the Orioles have Trumbo, Chris Davis, Adam Jones, who had a home run in that game, and Manny Machado. How the fuck are they in last place?
They're in last place because of bad management, bad pitching, bad bullpen.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But they do represent the American League perspective of having a really, really good lineup, though.
Yep.
But
yeah, big time.
Right now, Phillies, Herrera's got a 44-game on-base streak. I love Odubel Herrera, man. Oh my God, this dude he makes the he makes the Phillies fun to watch. And because he's having such a good year, you got other guys. Cesar Hernandez is batting .300. Kingry's stepping up to the plate. Hoskins is stepping up to the plate. Santana and Alfaro have both been hitting a lot better as of late. You got others like I think Nick Williams needs to be in the lineup a lot more than Aaron Altera, honestly. You were even saying it. I think it was you who was saying it the one day.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was saying exactly what, you know. Wait, you were talking about Nick Williams, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Nick Williams over Altera?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that one day, yeah, because Altera was performing really, really poorly. And Nick Williams just seems like a better fit. But the other night, Altera actually had a pretty clutch hit to put them ahead, I believe.
He's good to come off the bench. I like Altera's coming off the bench, and he is a good bench player. He's a good hitter, but he's just I think he's too inconsistent when he's in the lineup every day.
Right,
That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies will be all right. You know, are they going to win the World Series? Probably not. But, you know, they'll definitely make the playoffs. They'll have a home playoff game. It won't be on the road. It'll be a home playoff game.
I'm not. I wish I was that confident.
No, it'll be a home playoff game.
Well, what I said, I said earlier in the year, 85 wins. 85 wins should get you a second wild card spot.
Yeah,
should get you a road playoff game somewhere.
Yeah. Definitely.
How they would respond to that if they don't win that's a huge step in the right direction because you know we have not seen playoff baseball in Philadelphia in 6 or 7 years, and ironically, 11. Ironically, the Phillies are the best team in base. Or honestly. The Phillies are they're 8 games over 500 right now. They've not been 8 games over 500 since 2011.
Yep.
So if they're able to keep this going, dude, that's huge for the rebuild. That's a huge step in the right direction. We got top picks in the MLB draft coming up next month. You got to like the way this Phillies team's going, the direction that the Phillies are going. And the pitching staff, the 1-2 punch. Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta is turning into one of the better 1-2 punches in baseball right now, if not the best.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola is 6-1 with an ERA of fucking 1.98. And Arrieta, although he struggled last night, was pitching very, very well. Arguably one of the better pitchers in baseball. He's what you want right now. It's just the other guys to see what we can do. I do like the way Velasquez pitched the other night. The game I was at in Baltimore, Pavetta fucking struck out 11 guys, gave up 1 run. Yeah. So if we can keep that kind of production going up, I like it.
No, yeah, I agree with you. The Phillies, they're on the up. They're no longer down, and they're going to be probably the best team in the NL in the next 2 years. If I had to predict, they're going to be up there with the Braves in my opinion, because the Braves, they have some really good prospects, and they're playing very well right now.
So they've had a good farm system for a while now, so it's tough because they're going to be in it now. I didn't think it'd be this close, but
yeah.
The bullpen right now, I don't like Hector Neris because we'll just talk about this right now since I'll get real quick. But I don't like Ramos, Neris, Nishak should be back. I don't really know who should be the closer right now, but I guess they're giving it as like a tryout role, and that's good. You can't have Hector Neris every fucking game closing out games. So he's throwing 90-mile-per-hour fastballs right down the middle of the plate, like when me and you were watching that one night against the Mets, and they're getting smacked right out of the park like that. Yeah. You can't have him as your fucking everyday closer then. No. I mean, come on. Then what was it? Michael Conforto saw that pitch that good like that, right down the middle like that.
His eyes lit up.
His eyes must have fucking lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Yeah. Jesus Christ. He's not pitching in the high 90s or anything to be pitching that good down the middle. Like if it was a Aroldis Chapman pitching 100 miles per hour right down the middle like that, it'd be one thing. Mm-hmm. This dude's pitching 90.
Yeah, no.
Right down the middle like that. I mean, come on.
Yep, no way.
So
Hector Neris, he's a bum.
He's a fucking bum. I never liked that Ramos dude either. There's a couple guys. That Dominguez dude, I like him as a reliever. Luis Garcia, I know he was bouncing back and forth between AAA and the MLB team, but dude, when he's pitching on the Phillies as a reliever, he's gotten the job done.
Yep.
So Nishak, when healthy, he's good. We'll see what the rest of the bullpen does, but it's on the Phillies GM that they didn't get a fucking closer in the offseason. I mean, I don't know why the fuck second year in a row. But hey, if the Phillies are contenders coming into the trade deadline and they stay where they're at right now, they're going to be in the market for a closer.
They should have
100%.
They should have called Papelbon back.
Fuck him. Is he still in baseball?
No.
Out of baseball? Yeah, figures.
He's
Fuck him. Fuck that pussy.
He's a sock.
But like I said, if the Phillies, if this continues the way they're playing, come July they'll be in the market for a closer. Guarantee that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this guy a shout out real quick. Eagles Sports Crazy. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Go follow his channel. Thanks for the good work you're saying.
I'll subscribe to him on YouTube.
Eagles Sports Crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
You want to talk about the Sixers?
Sixers. Not really, but I will. I mean, that it was a good season. I made that video. I said thank you to the Sixers. Did we go out the way that I thought we would? No. I thought we lost to a team that was not as good as us. I thought they played better than us, but I kept saying Sixers in 7 because I always thought that we had what it took to come back. And it showed in Game 5, even though we lost it, we were up by 6 with 11 to go. Like, we just didn't hold down the fort, and Boston kept scoring these freakishly lucky shots that would go in, even though we were defending perfectly. And that's all she wrote. And it sucks because, it sucks to see a good season like that go to waste. But I knew for a fact we weren't going to beat the West, so it doesn't hurt as bad. I don't know. I just wanted to see a Game 7 in Boston win that game, but whatever. I honestly hope the Cavaliers come back and win that series. I hate the fucking Celtics with a passion.
I don't like anything Boston.
I don't either.
In July, I'm going to go to Fenway Park and sit up top the Green Monster. And, standing room only tickets on the Green Monster about $100. And I do that, but I wouldn't pay fucking $300, $400, $500, $600 to fucking watch a damn baseball game from anywhere. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sit on top, very top of the Green Monster. Phillies jersey unbuttoned with underneath Eagles Super Bowl champions. And, they may or may not like me. I don't give a fuck. So we know this, and we're going to talk. We got it. So I'm expecting not to get a good reaction from their fans. Their fans are pussies.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. I heard there's a lot of money up there.
Oh yeah, a lot of
I didn't
money.
even realize that.
No,
because
and-
my mom worked in real estate for over 20 years, and she said, Boston's a nice town. There's a lot of money up there too. I didn't even know that because I've never been up there. So
yeah, I mean, Boston. I've been up there a couple times. I've been up there a total, I think, of 3 times. Every single time I went up there, I had a pretty good time. But the thing was, last time I went up there, my Eagles beat the Patriots.
Yeah, that's right.
My Eagles beat the Patriots, and the fans were fucking pissed. And the traffic getting out of there was brutal.
Yeah, and I heard nightmares about the traffic up there.
Yeah, it's
Getting out
one
of
straight line.
Fenway and the
Gillette. Yeah, it's one straight line. Like, I'm going up to Gillette for the preseason because I'm going to vlog it and ask Patriots fans how they feel about it, even though they're probably going to say they don't feel anything because they have 5 Super Bowls. But I want to see what they say in real time when I'm asking them questions that I know they'll answer in a weird way because they're going to be funny questions and they won't expect it.
My thought on the Sixers, young team. Simmons is basically a rookie. Embiid as a sophomore. Markelle Fultz was hurt all year. You got other guys, Bellinelli coming out, getting him off the street. Ilyasova picking him up off the street. And what do we else have? McConnell.
Yeah.
Guys like that.
McConnell's a good role player, but he's not really a player
He's
that's
not,
going to carry you and do anything like that.
But we got a young team is what I'm saying, and we're just going to get better. We got the 10th overall pick in the NBA draft. We're going to get a fucking starter out of that, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sixers, it sucked to lose in 5 games to that team, missing 2 of their biggest players,
Mm-hmm.
Hayward and Kyrie Irving. It sucked, but at the same time, I know they're going to get better, and I know they can't go anywhere but up. And I know they're just going to get better, and I'm very proud of the Sixers and the way they played this year. Nobody thought we were going to win fucking 52 games. Nobody thought we were going to win a fucking playoff series and fight hard in that playoff series that we lost.
It just
so it sucks, but I know they're going to get better. I'm over it at this point because I know they're going to get better. I know they're on the up and up, and they're just going to get better. I know it.
I'm gonna do a rebuttal off of that one because you say you're over. I'm over the Flyers. All right, I'm not necessarily over the Sixers.
I don't know if I'm over the Flyers though.
I kind of
personally, I'm not.
I don't think the Flyers are going to be great anymore.
Well, with what's going on in the front office with that I don't give a fuck. Yeah, people can slam me all they want for fucking Ron Hextall. That dude has no idea what he's doing. He's got a big ego, and you can see it. He's coming out and talking shit about the fans, saying the fans don't know what they're doing. I know more about the game than whatever the fuck he said. Well, first off, who the fuck are you to come after the fans who pay your fucking bills, who give you your fucking paycheck, pay your fucking paycheck? Who the fuck you think you are to fucking just keep bums like Lahira McDonald and fucking who else?
McDonald's bad.
He's bad. And Brandon Manning and Matt Reed. You fucking keep these guys on the roster and don't let these young guys on the Phantoms play. The Phantoms played tonight, game 1 of the fucking Eastern Conference Final in the AHL.
They're probably better than our team.
They're probably better than the fucking Flyers NHL team, which is sad. Yeah. Dude, Hextall, pull your fucking thumb out of your ass. And, dude, I don't give a fuck if he's right or not. He has no right to talk shit about the fucking foolish demon. I don't give a fuck if he's right about knowing more about the fans or not. He shouldn't be talking shit about the fans, period.
No, you shouldn't.
Years ago, you talk shit about the fans, you were on the next bus out of here.
Yeah.
Ask Jason Babin about that shit.
The fans are what put bread on the table for you guys. Like, I mean, you can't talk shit about the fans.
Especially when you're coming into the postseason series and you lose all 3 games at home.
No,
that's unacceptable.
No, put it this way. I'll give you an example why you can't talk shit about the fans, all right? Because there's a lot of money to be made if the fans have money. Like, all right, so for example, there's this one day where I was at work, I was bored. This one guy calls me from the season ticket office. He was like, listen, I have these great season tickets for you. I could give them to you right now. 42 games, and I think it was for $8,000. It was lower level. Now, if I had $8,000, would I take him up on that?
For 10 games or 8?
No, 42.
Flyers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
$8,000?
$8,000 for lower level. And I would take him up on that if I had money, okay? Like that much money. But the thing is, if you're going to talk shit about the fans, people aren't going to spend that much money to go see a fucking horrible, horrendous playoff team play.
No.
They're not going to do that. So why would you talk about the fans? That makes no sense to me. Like, you're trying to make money. It's a bad business move for you to say the fans don't know what they're talking about. Because we do. We go to the games. we're trying to tell you what's wrong, even though there are some stupid fans that are like, shoot, when the puck's all the way at the other end of the ice, but that's for another day. We're talking about Ron Hextall, what he said about the fans, and what Giroux said about the fans. You know my thoughts about Giroux. Now, I'm not going to talk shit about Giroux because he likes Giroux, but the thing is when you have people like Giroux and
honestly,
Ron Hextall.
I think what Giroux said wasn't even that bad.
Still bad.
It was. I'm not saying it was a good thing for him to say that,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was that bad because the media asked him it, and he's like, "Oh, I think it's not a good thing that they boo something like that."
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it was that bad. If they don't like, here's the thing about it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to not like, the fans booing you when you're not doing well, but here's the thing: fucking play better, and you won't need to be booed. I mean. I got no comment about that.
I'm not even going to answer.
I'm not saying nothing either.
Rick Grimes, I'll just DM you.
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking say nothing about that. And I'm not going to get involved either because I
don't want to give that guy a platform that more than he has because he doesn't deserve it. So that's all I'm going to say to that.
And I don't want to get involved, so
yeah,
it's whatever.
Doesn't deserve a platform to begin with, and called out the wrong person. So that's pretty much that. And if you want to see whatever I do, whatever. But what were we talking about?
The Flyers.
The Flyers.
Yeah, I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, all right. We were talking about the Flyers.
Yeah.
Train of thought. Good comment, by the way. That was funny. Flyers. Yes, you cannot talk shit about the fans. You just can't do it, especially when those fans pay their hard-earned money to go to these fucking horrible games.
Giroux didn't have a good postseason series, really.
No, he didn't. He doesn't show up.
He didn't show up. And then you have Voracek. Where the fuck was he?
Mm-hmm.
The series, he had 1 point.
That's sad. That's sad.
Really
Giroux
sad.
had 2.
And then you have Simmons. He didn't do anything, but then Simmons should have had those surgeries done earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Come on, that was just ridiculous. That he didn't do that, and it affected his play all year and into the postseason.
Yep.
All them fucking injuries he was dealing with. And Provorov actually had something like a sprained AC joint in his.
And he played,
in his shoulder, and he had a big turnover in that game 6.
Yep.
The Penguins went right down the ice and scored and basically put the game away because it put them up 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was really costly. And then you have, who else was hurt? You had a couple other guys hurt. Radko Gudas, I think he's a liability too on the ice.
Yeah, Radko Gudas. Radko Gudas. Yeah, he's bad. He's not even a liability. He's just bad.
I think he's a liability on the ice, is what I'm saying. Yeah,
he's horrible. This guy really wants to know how I check my DMs.
Why do people are just fucking troublemakers? For real.
Nah, people are interested. I don't blame them. You can be interested if you want, but whatever. But that's for another day. I don't talk about that shit on the podcast.
I'm not talking about that period because
All right, you know what? I'm not gonna mention names because I don't give people platforms that don't deserve it. Someone. All right. He's gonna turn around. All right, so let's just say. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. You wanna know why? Because there's just nothing to touch. There's nothing to talk about, and that's that. So,
but yeah, the Flyers, I'm not gonna, they got to get their shit together. You get these bums on the ice, the foundation of the team. What else is really around? The guys like Couturier, Giroux, Voracek, Simmons, guys that have been here for a long time. You got all these young guys up. You can't have liabilities out on the ice and then expect to win playoff series against Stanley Cup contending teams like the Penguins, like the Capitals, like the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning, like the Boston Bruins. It's not going to happen.
No.
It is not going to happen. I like what I saw from Nolan Patrick last year, but, it's just whatever. It's really just whatever. Couturier had a good year, but he had a good postseason series. He was playing on a torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have these third, fourth line guys who fucking suck out on the ice and then getting beat every single time they're on the ice. The Penguins are coming right down the fucking ice and scoring. The other team's coming right down the ice and fucking scoring. You can't have that, man.
No.
Hextall's got to get his fucking shit together, pull his fucking head out of his ass, or it's a problem.
We had literally no defense in the first round of the playoffs. And it's funny because, it's not funny, but it's the truth. We played a lot better on the road than we did at home. Like every single game. Every single game we got killed at home. And on the road we won, 2 games? Yeah, like what the fuck? Like that's completely opposite. And then Drew's like, "Oh, the fans suck. They don't whatever the fuck he said."
Us with the booing. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, come on, dude. Like is that bad? No, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like you're gonna say we affect you? Like, dude, you're a professional fucking hockey player. Like, step your game up. No, it's like go cry about it or something. Anyone have real questions to ask? All right. This is a good one for you, Rob. Hey, Nitro, can I get your quick thoughts on how you think of Deep Dreams and Nightmares as a new song for the Birds, Philly in general?
It's fire. It's absolute super hot fire. I think that it's a really good song. I think it's a good theme. Run out to, get lit to, party into. It's fire.
Yeah, it's a pretty good song. I mean, to be honest with you, Meek Mill's okay, but that song's pretty cool. And, it worked perfectly on third down.
I agree with what that dude says in the comments about Hackstall.
Which one?
Hackstall is Chip Kelly 2.0.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Hackstall, he was a good goaltender. He wasn't a great goaltender. I mean, we got swept in 97.
No, Hackstall, not Ron Hackstall.
Hackstall, not Hackstall. Okay, Hackstall, okay. Hackstall, yeah, but Hackstall didn't blame the fans, though. Hackstall did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Hackstall is
he's talking about the coach.
He hates Hackstall.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, he doesn't like Hackstall at all. I'm gonna give Hackstall a shot, even though it doesn't really matter what I think because Hackstall is gonna hold on to him no matter what. So that's why I'm giving him a shot because he's gonna be here no matter what.
Yeah, and Hackstall needs to go too.
Yeah.
So fuck him.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much more to say about the Flyers. They're really disappointing year in and year out. You think they're going to do something, and they don't do it. This is actually the first year where I thought we had literally no shot to do anything. We went into the playoffs. We lost 7-0. I was like, wow, this series is going to suck. Then we win the second game, them giving us hope, and then we get blown out at home. And that's why I was like, you know what, this series is over. We got blown out game 3. I was like, I'm not even going to get worried about the series anymore because if they're going to play like this at home every single fucking game, which they did, there's no point in even caring. So that last game we were watching at PJ Willihan's, I was actually kind of cracking up, to be honest with you, because I expected it. We went up on top. I think it was 2-0, and then they come back and score 4 unanswered, and then we tie it up, and then they score 3 unanswered. It was like comedy. It was like watching a bad comedy. It was horrible. Like that's not hockey. That's
trash.
I don't know what that is. That's just like horror. That's poor.
Garbage.
That's really bad. Meek Mill is 50 Cent. Got shot and came back. Meek Mill didn't get shot. All right. There's literally no point. Finally, a good question, Rick. There's literally no point of playing the MLB season. The Yankees are that good. Anyone who wants to at me can catch my fucking hands. Yankees already won the World Series. Hey, listen, there's no need for violence. Nobody's hitting anybody. But, yes, you're right. The Yankees will win the World Series. I'm not answering that last question. Creepy in Atlanta.
Why do you even acknowledge it?
Huh?
Why do you even acknowledge it?
People want to know. But I'm not going to –
I wouldn't even acknowledge it.
I'm not going there. I mean, people put 2 and 2 together. No, I meant the beef with Drake beef. There was this one chick on Twitter that said since they came out to Dreams and Nightmares during the Super Bowl, they should open up the season with back-to-back. And it was funny because someone commented back to her, like, so you're going to worship Meek Mill and then spit in his face? Like, back-to-back was a diss.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Fuck.
Rob playing both sides here. All right, Frankie G, Cowboys fan, no Cowboys troll. You guys hear about the rumors Terrence Williams got arrested last night? No.
Who's the Redskins running back?
I think so. I was in Princeton last night.
I was studying last night. I was doing a couple things last night. He was drinking. I wasn't drinking because I don't.
He doesn't drink.
You want to tell the boys that at the tailgate?
Yeah.
Only we had sound bites.
Dude, this is the guy that met me with Scotty, Jesse's Keith. He met
for
me in the
real?
Flyers. You live streaming at the warm-ups. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
I remember.
shit.
He came up to me. He's like, I'm a big fan. Really cool, Jesse. Yeah, awesome. Shout out to Jesse. Yeah, he came up to me during the warm-ups at the Penguins-Flyers game. Yeah, I remember that. That was – and he said, I thought you quit – this guy said, I thought you quit drinking Nitro Freak. Listen, I simmered down my drinking a little bit because I'm lifting and shit like that, and you can't really put lifting with drinking. But, I mean – when drinking's a way of life, you can't just quit it. Like it's impossible. You know, you have to simmer it down a little bit. Though I don't drink every night. I just drink on the weekends, and I don't drink heavy beer. I drink vodka, which is light in calories. You know, so I try my best to do what I do, but you just can't up and quit drinking, especially when the sports seasons are on, because you're gonna go out. It happens. You know, you just work out. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so Frankie G said he was driving intoxicated and hit a light pole and drove off from the scene.
Oh, God.
He was their wide receiver for 4 years. Typical Cowboy. Cowboys. Oh, man. All right, let me ask you a question, Frankie G. How do you think the Cowboys are going to do this year? You could take your time answering that because we already know the answer, but I want to see your answer to that. And with Ertz, Richard Rodgers, I forgot we got Richard. With Ertz, Richard Rodgers, and Goddard, what do you think we have the best tight end group in the league? I already thought we had one of the best tight end groups in the league. But yeah, adding Goddard's big because I saw this guy play in his film from college. Like, granted, it was DAA or something like that, but the guy's big. He looks like Gronk. He's elusive. I think it's a good pickup.
He's a partier.
All right, so Frankie G, one of the more Cowboy trolls, said 8-8 or 9-7. We aren't contenders until we get rid of Garrett and Linham. You know what that means? He believes they're going to be average. That means that they're going to be good. And it's funny because I was actually looking more into this, and this is me being a non-biased fan. Them getting rid of Dez somehow helped them because Dez being on the field, you know, he always wants the ball. All right, and he's selfish. I like Dez Bryant personally. I thought we could have got him, put him on the other side of Alshon Jeffrey. I thought it would have worked out. Would have worked out on our team only, but you see how nobody's getting them because he's a chemistry issue. And I feel like it somehow helps the Cowboys out because now they're getting Zeke back for the whole year. Now they have game managers. Well, game manager quarterback, obviously. Now they have wide receivers like they do up in New England, who can work well with the system. They're not necessarily there to steal a spotlight. They can work well and mesh together. So don't be shocked that the Cowboys are actually pretty decent this year. Because Zeke, he's that offense. And the over-under for that one's 8.5 for the Cowboys.
Wins?
Yeah. Nitro Freak, do you vape? No, vaping's for pussies. If Cowboys don't do shit yet again this year, should Garrett get fired? Yeah, he's not gonna get fired though, and I love it because he's so average. He's so mediocre. He sucks. And he's a puppet. But as long as Jerry Jones is in charge of that team, he's not going to get fired because Jerry Jones can literally coach the team without coaching it for having Garrett there because he knows Garrett's going to do exactly what he wants. That's just how I see it. And the Cowboys fans, they can continue to be blind, although some of them have not been blind ever since the Eagles won because they got so pissed off that the Eagles won that they finally came to the senses and said, hey, this is a problem. We got to get back to our glory days because the Eagles won before you guys won again. So it's whatever. All right, second in the East behind Dallas. Wait, what? Second in the East will be Second in the East will be between Dallas and NYG. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
I can say that.
Eagles fan for life, 17 in the house.
Yeah.
Look at this one. You guys can't hide shit from me. There's a reason Nitro been putting extra time. Will the Phillies make the playoffs? Jesse said. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think the Phillies will make the playoffs. At least a wild card game. Why not?
I think a wild card game, yep.
I got to get a better camera, by the way. How long have we been doing this?
Another couple minutes, maybe.
No, how long have we been doing this? Like
over an hour.
Yeah, we've been doing this a while.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let's wrap it up at 2:30.
2:30. All right, we're gonna wrap this up at 2:30. 8 more minutes. I'm getting kind of like nauseous.
We went over a lot of the things we had to go over.
Yeah, big time.
Flyers, Sixers, the Eagles stuff we wanted to talk about. So we'll take your questions for another 7 minutes maybe, and then we'll wrap it up. So
yeah, just ask whatever you want. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be sports related. Just ask whatever you want, and then we'll see if we can answer it. But don't answer any troll questions, because then we will have a problem answering it. Because
the troll questions, see, me personally, I'm just not going to acknowledge them. So he can acknowledge. It's up to him if he wants to acknowledge it, but I'm not going to acknowledge the troll questions because they're not worthy enough for my liking.
See, sometimes I answer the troll questions because it's funny. Yeah, but I don't know. All right, meet the Mets. Let me see that. The fuck. Is he like your best friend?
Nah, I just had to do that.
Oh, you're sending that to him? Yeah. I don't send that to him. Jesus Christ. I don't give a fuck about him. Jesus Christ. He's like he's built like this. He's built less than you. All right. No one's really saying anything. LA. All right. So soccer question: LAFC or Portland, guys? I'm gonna say Portland. I'm a soccer guy. He's not. Who I think is gonna win the Champions League this year? Nobody asked that question, but I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Real Madrid goes back to back, wins it next year, next week, next year, and the World Cup this year. I have Germany defending its throne. Do you think Nick should start the first few games? Yeah.
No.
I do.
No. Wentz will be back healthy by then.
By week 1?
Oh, yeah.
Think so?
I wouldn't risk his health in the preseason, though. And the way I look at it, the 4th preseason game is not going – nobody plays the starters in the 4th preseason game. And when Donovan got hurt, the ACL, I think the first game – when Donovan got hurt with the ACL – the first preseason game that year in Baltimore, he didn't play. So they're not going to play him in that first preseason game against Pittsburgh. Yeah. Now, if he plays in the preseason, it'd be a couple snaps in that New England game, and that'd be that. Yeah. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I honestly think they should take a cautious standpoint on it. But,
so do I.
We'll see. If they want to put Wentz back in there, it's really risky because if he gets injured, someone's getting fired. Yeah. And, his career could be potentially over.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to be really – you have a Super Bowl MVP as your backup. If Wentz is not ready to go, you play Nick Foles. It's just that simple. This is your franchise. If you want to win more Super Bowls, that's what you got to do.
How do you think Darius Juice and the Redskins are going to do this year coming from a Redskins fan?
I mean, listen, we went down to FedEx Field last year. Everyone hates your owner with a passion, Dan Schneider. So I'm going to say that the Redskins are going to be very mediocre again, probably 8-8 maybe.
I'd say so too. Yeah, because they're not. Kirk Cousins was young and he was much better than Alex Smith, especially at this point in Alex Smith's career. I think that at this point it's just going to be they're not going to get any better. No. They don't really have much of a team around that. They couldn't. Why would you get rid of a 28-year-old Kirk Cousins and replace him with a 34-year-old Alex Smith? Yeah, no. Shit makes no sense. No. So, the running back situation, they got decent receivers now. Right. Good, but not great. And the rest of their defense, I don't really like. I don't really see the Redskins as much of a threat whatsoever. But we'll see how they do against us head-to-head. So,
yeah. Who do I have winning the Cup this year? I have Vegas winning the Cup this year. Vegas, I know they're up 3-1 against the Winnipeg Jets. I actually wanted the Jets to win, but Vegas just seems like one of those teams that, they're built off a story. The whole shooting has
to do. What's one of the dudes you recognize me from the Flyer Devil game?
Frank Gambler. Yeah, that's funny. Shout out to Frank Gambler or whatever his name is. No, the Knights are going to win the Cup.
The way it's looking.
And plus, the whole story just fits the way everyone got shot in October. That was horrible, and it just fits. It fits the storyline. And sometimes in sports, you got to go off storylines.
I would like to see that, though. I would like to see that. You're good and you got the talent. You're good and you got the talent. It's not that A lot of Flyer fans are saying it wouldn't be fair. You know, we waited fucking 45 years to win the Cup. They come in as an expansion team and win the Cup in their first year. It wouldn't be fair. But you know what? You got the talent. You got the pieces to do it. Then you got the talent. You got the pieces to do it. You're good. You're good enough, then you're good enough.
Yep.
When you're not good enough, then you know, you're just not good enough. Like my Flyers right now are just not good enough. And that's just what it is.
Jesse asked, you guys know about Morgan Frost and Carter Hart? Of course we do.
Of course. And Carter Hart's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
I think him and Lyon will definitely be up next year, and we'll see if we can get a goalie in the long run. So we'll have to see what happens.
It depends when
I was watching highlights of the Phantoms 5 overtime game that one day. That dude was fucking making all kinds of saves. It was nuts.
Alex Leon.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, but hey.
Yeah, Alex Leon actually played up here for a couple of games.
Yeah, I know. I was at the one game at the Rock.
Yeah, he was pretty good. But, 2 minutes, we're wrapping this up. This was an hour and a half, I believe. It's the longest podcast I've had so far, which is a very good thing.
Covered a lot of stuff.
Covered a lot of stuff.
We had to do. We answered some questions. Anything else anybody's got? You do. Oh, Peter. I don't know how you do this.
You scroll up like this.
Oh, you scroll up like that. Okay, yeah.
That's the last question right there.
Night to the new kid in school. Everybody becomes popular. Least favorite athlete in all of sports, past and current.
That's a good one. Least favorite athlete in sports, past and current. Current, Kevin Durant. Past, Manny Ramirez.
Past, Michael Irvin.
Okay.
And current, I'd either say Kevin Durant or Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's a big one.
That's tough.
The thing, all right.
Actually, no, I'd say Kevin Durant because I'll at least give Crosby some respect and say he would never go and do that.
Uh-huh.
But Kevin Durant doing what he did.
No, like everyone.
I know. I did not feel bad for OKC taking the fucking team out of Seattle like that. So when it happened to them, I didn't feel bad for them whatsoever. But that was just a total bitch move what he did.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant's situation is so bad.
Yeah,
and like I was driving someone for Lyft the other day because I was making extra money. I was like, whatever. We were talking about this whole situation. I was like, yeah, like how can you hate LeBron more than Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant choked to the team that he joined afterwards, and the guy starts laughing. He's like, yeah, exactly. It's like your wife cheats on you. Or something like that, and then goes back. It's a weird situation. It's just like
it is.
It's like what? Like you lose to this team. Like you get completely smacked by this team down up 3-1, nonetheless, and you go and join them when they're already stacked and they lost in Game 7.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's
not been respectable that he would do that.
No, it makes my head hurt.
So. It's 2:30 right now, so you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna answer actually one more question because there were some put in. Two more of these. I'm gonna do these every week. Don't worry about it. His favorite. Can't wait to show this to Kevin Eaton stands. Blah 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 blah. This is the last question I'll ask, and then we'll wrap it up. Are the Celtics beating the Cavaliers? I'm going to say no. I know they're up 2-0. I just think that LeBron won't let it happen. That's just what I think.
They gotta win some home games or they're done. Yeah, so we'll see.
Well, if they do lose, we're getting LeBron, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Well, at least I'll be back next week, next Friday. And then I have to go to my pro coach word in a minute. It's like when you're It's true. All right, fine. I'll answer this one too. No diss here. You wear tight shirts or you're just too big? I'm too big, to be honest with you. Like, I lift, I box, and that's just me. But that's enough about me. Have a great day, guys. Go Birds. Go Philly sports. Besides one, I'm out. Peace. Anything you want to say?
I got nothing. I'm out.
All right, bye.
All right.